Yeah, I wasn't planning on making a video, but I don't know, I'm feeling very overwhelmed right now. I got a lot, like, I feel good, but I also feel very, I just got a lot of shit to do. Or I guess I'm putting a lot of it on myself, really. When you look at it, you don't have to do anything. Like, really, right now, currently in my life, all the stuff is for my benefit. All the stuff I'm doing right now. So it's really, the only kind of homework you're really getting is the one you're giving yourself. So but like I keep wanting to do all these things and I'm kind of burning myself out about it. That's dirty clothes. I don't have a hamper here where I'm currently at. No, yeah, I don't know. I'm just exhausted. I know it kind of like, it's, I kind of seem like, I don't know, like, I, I feel good. I just, I don't know. Beat myself up again, I guess. For no reason, you know. And I'm more than aware that it's like nothing, you know, like the kind of way I'm acting right now is just kind of like you're doing your old thing of making you think that you need to do more than you need to do, or that you're making it not okay for you to just be, you know, like I don't know. I don't really know what I was doing with this video. I'm just kind of like chilling. Next video I do want to make though is kind of want to talk about cuz God, I mean kind of okay. So I kind of want to talk about Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Z and comparing those two. But I also want to talk about this weird recent in the last few years glazing of the Star Wars prequels, which is I have a lot of things I could say about that. Yeah. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I don't fucking know. It's all just, it's random. It's like all the stuff I need to do, but I know I need to calm down right now and just do nothing for a second. Just let myself truly like meditate and stuff, and not nothing as in like you're sitting there watching YouTube videos type of nothing. I mean literally shutting out everything and really truly just releasing all of it, you know, surrendering to it and just being, you know, all this shit. I don't know, like I'm fucking like uh I'm so fucking anxious all the time. I can't just like sit still and just like my version of doing nothing like is, you know, because this is what I'm getting at is like truly let myself just like chill out and just release it all, but I'm always half doing it. A lot of people don't realize they're like half doing it. You're sitting there and technically doing nothing, but you know, you keep watching fucking Netflix and YouTube. You're still doing this thing that's kind of taking you away from you despite you trying to give yourself, you know, some me time, you know. We all, me especially, but all of us need to meditate more, really, I feel like. I know some people are like, oh, it's so hard for me, I have so much go through my head. It's like, you need it more than everyone else does then. it, it's, yeah. This video, I guess, is just me, another form, I guess, of distracting myself, but like it's also just kind of like, I don't know, trying to make sense of things in my mind. I mean, that's what I'm always trying to do. I've been doing a very good job of that. I've grown a lot in the past month or so, but I still have my moments where I kind of like go back to like old anxieties and thought patterns. And today I had this realization that it's like it's gonna happen. Like I knew this. Like I was having this realization plenty of times, but it really hit me today. Of like, what you keep trying to do is you keep trying to fix it. It's fucked up because it's such a thing that drives me crazy. The way my mind fixates and catastrophizes on things. But you need to just kind of let it be a thing and just kind of keep moving through it. And it's fucking wild to me to try to do that. But once I start doing that more, it gets easier. It's still not easy necessarily because the shit's still there, but like, I don't know, it feels better. So it's weird, healing is not really getting rid of your problems or your traumas or anything like that. It's like just kind of like not learning to live with them, but almost kind of like working with them, and not just in the sense of, I mean, this is a great outlet, obviously, art and stuff. If you do that kind of stuff, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, a poet, a writer, that's all great and all. But that's definitely one of the things that you can do to channel shit. But like just learning how to do it in your everyday life. I mean, you could be like the greatest musician on the planet and like put all your soul into that thing. But then when you go back to your regular life that's not playing on a stage or like being in a studio and stuff like that, you just go back to being a normal person in between that, and you don't have your shit figured out. That's some Kurt Cobain shit. It's or Chester Bennington. That's why they did what they did. Because they had it figured out in those moments that they were doing their passion, they were doing their thing, but it only lasted for those moments, and then it just they just went right back to that default. So it's learning how to deal with the in-between moments there. I was just in rehab, and like the thing that they told me that gets people relapse the most is like boredom. And I just interpret that as just the moments in between. The moments in life that movies don't show, the boring shit that they edit around, the actual everyday shit that we deal with most of our lives is the middle parts, the parts that are just like kind of like, yeah, just forget about those when you're writing your epic story of your life or something like that. But those are the moments where it's like you need to take care the most, because that's when shit sneaks up on you. Definitely. This is not my intention in this video. I wasn't originally intending to be like all, I don't know, preachy or get into, how you deal with your problems and stuff like that. I'm just kind of like trying to process how I'm feeling right now, because I'm just feeling really weird. Like, I'm feeling good. I've been feeling good all day, but it's like, I guess I still am sabotaging. I'm still, my issue here was the fact that like I'm sitting here being like, oh, should I meditate? Should I keep going down this fucking YouTube rabbit hole that I was going down? I kept just going to video after video of just a bunch of random shit. Do I write more songs? Do I write in my journal? Do I write my book that I'm writing? Do I, make more like, if you see that, more little arts and crafts things to put on the wall? Or do I go outside and talk to people? Like, what do I do right now, And then I started getting too caught up in what to do again and not realizing I should probably just chill out and meditate and just kind of let it come to me. You know, it's like I just can't let that. I've healed so much, but it's like I just can't let it. I gotta have that a little bit of struggle still there, which is human, but like it's really getting. It's ridiculous how I am about that kind of stuff. Like I'm still dancing around stuff. We all do that as humans, but like it's crazy after all that's gone so well for me recently that there's still things I'm just like ducking and dodging. You know, there's still a lot of therapy to be had. You know, there's still a lot of talks. There's still a lot of venting. There's still a lot of just that dumb shit. The people that you think is dumb, I guess, but like, you know, a lot of people don't get until they start to do it. It's like you don't realize how much your just brain just keeps piling things up. Like even if you're not a super anxious person, you don't realize how many of your problems are being caused by you and your head. And all you have to do a lot of the times, not all the time, there are definitely other things you might have to do, but like for the most part, 80 to 90% of the time, is just say the thing out loud. And then then it's like, pff, right? You know, if it's something you're pressuring yourself about, like a dream that you have that you don't want to talk about or something because you're scared of failure. The second you say it, it becomes real. It's like, oh, now I have to do it. Or just something that you've been holding on to on the other end of things that is like so ridiculous that once you say it, then it's gonna go away because it's like it's something dumb like that. Different kind of ways and different kind of things and all different parts of life and feelings that you have that is going one way in your head, but then the second you say it to somebody, you can kind of like, you know, I don't know. My mouth's dry. I'm kind of just. I overdid it last week. I worked out too hard. I've been hard on myself with my body and how I'm not the super, the really lean version of me I was like a couple years ago. We gotta be patient because the reason I got to that point is because of the last time I quit drinking. Last time I quit drinking, the process I went through was I gained a lot of weight because I was trying to replace drinking with, you know, junk food and shit, and that's actually a very common thing for addicts. I found out, so I feel better about that. But like, I did that and just kind of rode that wave, you know. I just kind of chilled, and then I stopped doing that as much. I started feeling better, and I started, you know, eating better, all this kind of stuff. Like the main thing I just stopped doing is stop eating whole pizzas as meals every fucking day, and then I leaned down like a lot, and I looked really great, despite not feeling like it was enough or something. Like I look back on it now, it was a couple years ago. I'm like, I was hard on that. Like I was acting like that was a bad looking body. Like it's too much that obviously compare myself to people on social media. You know, super ripped guys, all this kind of stuff. Like it's fucking ridiculous. I'm now just comparing myself to that guy. As long as I at least get back to that, I'm good. I don't need a fully fledged six pack. I want to be happy. I don't want to be starving all the fucking time. But that's kind of what I was doing last week, though, is starving myself. I was going a little too hard with that, working out, all this kind of stuff, and I got sent to the ER a few days ago. Just really, 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 really bad nausea. Like I realized at a certain point it wasn't normal how I was feeling, and it was just like, and it was as simple as you weren't eating and you kept drinking fucking caffeine all fucking day. As simple as that. Like yeah, and so they gave me medicine and just pumped water into me. I was put on IV. Pumping water into me sounds weird. Yeah. This whole rehab thing has been interesting because like I never thought I would be a person to go to rehab, but like I was so running in place for so long there, not progressing. There was things that happened to me around this time last year that were so fucking difficult for me to get through. It wasn't why I started drinking again. I don't know if I'll ever get into that here, but it definitely made it getting here as a, I won't get into it on camera, I don't think. But it, the thing I'm talking about that made it hard just made me drink more, because I got back to drinking and that wasn't great. And I could argue, oh, it wasn't a insane amount like it was last time, but it was me running away from things and I wasn't acting great towards people and I hurt people and it was just bad. It was really bad. And it was something I've just been running away from for a while. I've just kind of been, I was just, because it was like, it was repeating things from the past that I thought I was past. I thought I had solved all my problems the last time I stopped drinking, which I realized through this process is since I didn't go to rehab and stuff like that and did it on my own, they're like, you didn't really quit though. You pressed pause on it and then just resumed later of your drinking. I'm like, oh, that's a way to look at it. So that kind of helped put things into perspective. Yeah, I just I kept running away from shit just because like I didn't want to face what had happened because it was like a repeat of other things that I had done before that I thought was past and just kind of like I didn't want to like I just felt defeated. It's like this is it for me. I can never move past this. I'm done. I should just fucking kill myself, shit like that. So I just kept drinking and drinking and drinking, and my physical health has suffered as a result, and all that kind of stuff. And mental health, obviously. This whole program, rehab, is not like, oh, just stop doing drugs. It's a whole fucking mental health thing. At least good ones like this. I mean, this isn't a rehab right now. This is a sober living. That's how I have my phone right now. I am in Los Angeles, by the way. But the fires aren't close to me, so that's a whole thing. But I can't just stop working on me because of that. Like I can't fucking do anything about that. It makes me fucking. It frustrates the hell out of me that that's something that's even happening. Like it's fucked up, but like I can't dwell on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't paid attention to the news lately. I'm just waiting for if they say we have to evacuate or something. But anyway, the same about rehab. Oh yeah, the press pause thing. Well, I don't know. I just kind of like. Obviously, the whole thing about drinking is like you're just running away from shit. You're trying to numb shit, da 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 da. And this was like the ultimate form of that. And the fact that I was doing that when I thought I was over that kind of behavior just made me run to it even more. It was fucking ironic. It's a vicious cycle that all addicts go through at some point of just like, it's not fun anymore, but you just keep doing it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, but there you are. You just keep fucking doing it. And towards the end there, and the reason I ended up going to rehab wasn't even because I had hit my bottom at that point. I hit my bottom long before that. It was just, I kept trying to quit. Not quit. The longest I went without drinking in that like month or two period before I ended up finally pulling the trigger and going to rehab was like 5 days. I just kept going back to it though. So I actually wasn't drinking as much towards the end, but I just kept coming back to it because I was still not dealing with my shit. I was still being very, I don't know if coy is the right word or whatever. Just not like if I was going to therapy, I wasn't giving her a whole lot to work with like I was before. I was not opening up as much. Like I had made all this progress and it just fucking was ripped away from me by me. But like there are things other people did in this process and the way they reacted to things that I think was not unjustified. I think it was karma. I think I had it coming, but like still kind of fucked up on their end, and they're clearly showing that they have issues they have to deal with too, if that makes sense. So I'm not trying to shift blame onto them because I think the person that's most in the wrong is me. So it's it's not cool for me to constantly point out the way they do things wrong. It's frustrating when you can see it and someone else doesn't, which I'm sure is the way people viewed me during that process. Um, so, irony. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I'm good. I've been pretty good lately. The challenge for me today that I gave myself was really to, I still haven't figured it out, but really to think about how I view me. Because I'm having a problem lately with focusing too much on how people see me. And that's why I was pushing myself too hard, working out and starving myself to death last week. And it's when you care too much about what other people think, it tends to be a projection of you. So I needed to figure out, you know, just stop think like the phrasing I used was something like, yeah, it's a projection, or wait, you caring about what other people think is a projection. What do you think of you? So that's the question I've been asking myself. I don't have a full answer yet. Still kind of trying to figure that out. I like me more than I used to. it's a step in the right direction. Self love. It's not all the time, but I've been better at it. You know, giving myself grace. Not waiting for the perfect moment to do something and just fucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this, for instance, this position I'm in now is not like ultimate like video making position. This is just me ranting at a fucking camera. But you know what? It's something, and it's really just came from like, oh, you got to be consistent with YouTube if you want it to grow. So it's kind of that toxic grind mindset that made me pick up this camera, but it's also just kind of like talking to a old friend, I guess, a friend that's different than my actual friends. Like there's a different angle you get with this friend that this is, than you do if you were if I was talking to my brothers, or if I was talking to a therapist, or I was talking to some of the cats here. Yeah, it's just something I've missed. I know I haven't put in anything very exciting. There's no fully produced music out yet. There's no, all the crazy big projects that I want to do aren't fully developed yet and stuff like that. It's just me talking to a camera about random shit that a lot of people might not even give a fuck about. And they don't get clicks as much as if I were to put that stuff out. But this is just all I have right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to perfect those as much as I used to. So there's that. That's good. I am trying to put more effort into it though, and not just throwing together shit just to throw it together. But I am away from a lot of this stuff right now. I have none of my equipment here. I have nothing but this phone. I mean, I have notebooks, and that's how I'm writing so many things. I have like fucking 10 notebooks right now. Technically, one of them is actually really small, and I was using it as like a side story, a story that I was writing that I don't even know if I'll finish because it was kind of weird. It came from a very weird place. I might revisit it, so that's why I haven't thrown the thing away. But like, it might. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I just fucking around. Just kind of like, I'm not saying I lack direction, but like I haven't fully. No, I know what I want to do, what my purpose is in life. I'm actually kind of doing it right now. My purpose is to just be myself. Simple as that. And not just be myself, but just be myself, express myself, and just try to kind of help or inspire people the best I can. You know, the best of my ability, whatever I can do in that moment, just do it. You know, it doesn't be, it's not a grand thing or anything like that. It's just as being myself, I feel like I can do a lot just by doing that. So no matter what I do, as long as I stay, you know, doing that, fucking golden, you know. Because all that other shit, all that extra shit is just extra shit, you know. Like, who the fuck cares if I'm not at exactly 100% that day? Sometimes you might not be able to even fucking tell, right? You know, and me concerning myself with all the little things in life too much, or just kind of like the outside things, is just, you know, like, who gives a fuck if maybe I'm not in Batman shape this year, if I go to ColossCon this year. Actually, I'm going to go. I haven't gone the past 2 years. Yeah. But what if I'm not? Shit kind of happens. I do gotta look at my brother sometimes, my older brother, who is a personal trainer and looks great. But I gotta remember he has gone through phases where he didn't look so good because, like, maybe he was depressed and shit like that, and he, like, put on a bunch of weight. But then he bounces right back. You know, I gotta look at that as an example. And not just as far as, like, physically goes, just everything, but, like, it, also, I'm not making how good I look the main goal of my fitness. It's got to be a nice side effect, because that's what it was last time. But once I got it, I started being like, oh, I look really good now. And then I started focusing on that too much, and then that's how it all fell apart, and I started drinking again and all this shit. I mean, that's not the main reason I started drinking again, but, like, it felt like. So this time, I will remember to keep focused on the health part, and then when the body part comes, when the look comes, don't become a vain fucking bastard, you know. Don't let your ego fucking take over. Because that's the ironic thing, is, like, I say I have a huge ego, and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're the most hard on yourself, all this kind of stuff. It's like, that's kind of a result of ego, right? A lot of people don't know that, but, like, the people that feel like failures in life actually feel like it because they have a big ego, right? Because they have such high standards for themselves, because they're so, you know, they're more prone to feeling broken because they haven't reached this godlike view they have of themselves, you know. I'm not saying every person that feels like a failure, but, like, plenty of them. Like, really examine that for a minute, right? Because people think of ego, they think of some arrogant fucking dickhead walking around thinking he's the shit. But a surprising amount of people with huge egos are as fucked up as you and me, just kind of like, oh my god, nothing matters, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. You have a massive ego, that's why you feel that way. Hate to break it to you. It's not everyone, but, like, plenty of people that maybe one of you, or maybe a lot of you, maybe even watching this to be like, oh my god, he's making a good point, or like, fuck you, and then later you think about it, like, oh, he's probably kind of right. Depends on who you are, you know. Like I said, it's not everybody. Some of you, it's like, I'm not talking about you. If you feel personally offended by this, like, sorry, like, it wasn't directed at you. I'm not saying you're depressed because you are, you know, very egotistical, but a lot of people are. That's the point I'm getting at. And a lot of people don't think about how ego relates to that. And just, you know, the ways we're, like, taught to think growing up without realizing. Like, not just, you know, because, like, there's so many ways people talk about these days about how you're brainwashed, all this kind of stuff, and that's true, but, like, it goes a lot deeper than you think, and it's kind of fucking wild. I read a couple books, actually, recently. It's called The Four Agreements, and then the fifth agreement was, like, a sequel book to it. Miguel Ruiz, I think. Don Miguel Ruiz. Is that how you pronounce the last name? I don't know. Yeah, those are pretty good. Reading, like, 12 Steps, Alcoholics Anonymous shit. The Bible. I got a Bible because, like, I know a lot of that can create good lyrical content. I am not gonna become a fucking Catholic man or anything like that. Do not fucking worry about that. I'm not doing that. I'm just, you know, if I think something cool, I think a lot of stories in the Bible are fucking cool. There's a lot of really weird shit there, but there's a lot of cool shit too. You know, it's kind of just I don't know, it's kind of got inspired. I've been inspired by a lot of things lately. Anyway, no, but like, I'm going way into like a bunch of weird shit. You know, we're talking about fucking brainwashing, and I was talking about my sobriety, and I'm going like way. I don't even know what the original purpose of this video was. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, you know, that's all of us, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I do, weirdly enough, actually. It's funny because this particular moment, I'm doing this at the camera, this moment of, you've caught me in the moment of doubting or questioning, but like, I'm not nearly as much as I used to be. Yeah. I got a lot more figured out now than I did, you know, a month ago. A couple days ago, even. I guess I've just been overwhelming myself on where to start. So that's why I just grabbed this thing and started recording. Instead of doing all those things I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this too. It's you know, it's just me not writing out a list like I should have. You know, just kind of me just winging it, and as a result, I might shut down. And like I said, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole right before fucking filming this. That was my main issue. I just kept watching videos. And I was kind of beating myself up for that. I was like, oh man, you're past this kind of like procrastinating behavior, but like, it's a lot of, you're supposed to realize and recognize that it happens still, and not being so hard on yourself when it does. Because when you are, that's what makes everything so fucking terrible. There's still gonna be moments where you're lazy. You know, there's still gonna be moments where you fuck up. There's still gonna be moments where you might not fall off the wagon. I don't want to say that, but just kind of like, you might slip up a little bit with something. I'm not saying like drinking again or anything like that, but just kind of like, you know, shit's gonna happen. Just let it be. The Beatles. Yeah, just kind of just let it be. Just move on. That can be easier said than done, especially when you're so used to thinking a certain way for so long. And it's a lot easier for me at 28 years old versus someone like 50 years old trying to figure this shit out, you know, like, but you know, it's not a fucking competition, so I won't let any 50-year-olds feel bad about it, because I've been around a lot of them since I'm here. I've been around people of all kinds of ages here, you know, and you hear all these crazy different stories, but at the same time, you weirdly really relate to these people, and it's weird. Yeah. I'm at such a weird angle trying to film this fucking video. But I didn't want it to, I guess I want the fucking theme of the video to reflect how I'm feeling, and I'm just kind of just, chilling. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's funny, because like I said, I do feel better overall, but like, this whole week has been me really taking the time, or at least attempting to really take the time to just chill the fuck out, because I went too crazy last week, and I'm kind of beating myself up because I gotta take a week off of working out, and I'm like, motherfucker. But it would have prolonged everything. I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday, the day before that. It's been like day by day by day. That nausea's way down. I feel, you know, my body's like healing. All this kind of stuff. It's just I have those moments every now and then of being very impatient with myself. I have some serious digestion issues that I gotta figure out at some point. I gotta see a GI specialist or something. It's driving me wild. Sometimes I swell up down there and I look like I'm fucking pregnant. It's bad. I always wear like jackets and shit all the time because my body dysmorphia is just so fucking horrible right now. It's fucking torture a lot of times, honestly. It's it's rough. It's something that definitely does get in the way still, you know. And I mean, I've realized it, but I guess I haven't talked about it out loud enough. It's just kind of like, it's amazing all the issues I have in my head. They all go away the second that flares up. Well, the second that flares up, that's the only thing that matters, and it's gonna consume everything. And I've been so good at not letting all these things consume me, but that one thing, that uncomfortability down here, it gets to me. It's been getting me less and less lately. But also that's because I've been taking stuff to make it go less and less. Like to not fuck with my body as much, to soothe it a little bit. It is very much probably caused by mental issues, you know, like emotional constipation is literally making me constipated. But it's just kind of, it's a pretty fucking big obstacle. It's something I've been having to work around simultaneously, like with all the other shit that you would normally have to deal with as like an addict going through this stuff, you know. But I mean, that's another reason I got the Bible. You know, I was looking at the book of Job. I haven't fully read it yet, but that story is a good one. Definitely. I've heard summaries over the years, but you know, I never actually sat down to read it. I'm going to. I have it bookmarked in the Bible there. Yeah, but I gotta think about that guy. You know, all the shit he went through. You know, and not to be like, oh, be grateful you're not as bad as that guy, but just recognize the message of that book. You know, he never lost faith. And that's what I gotta do. You know, it's so easy to just give up, but like, it's also really easy once you accept that you have to keep moving. I guess like once you accept that, you know, like I truly believe. Recently, this past month, I am now a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. I really do believe that. Definitely. Absolutely. Yeah. um, it, I don't know. Here's my fucking weird ass rant. Or whatever, I don't know. I talk about a lot of random shit on here. I talk just to talk. I don't really know. The channel's called I Got No Idea, so we're just gonna roll with that. You know. Yeah. This is me being authentically me, and in this moment, this is how me is being me. Just kind of in a funk, I guess, but not really. Like it's like it's kind of a self-induced one. I just kind of had locked myself in this room like all day, when I probably should be out there mingling and like breathing fresh air. So there's that. My mouth is really dry. I don't feel like getting up though. I really hope the audio in this video is good. I hope it didn't record through the fucking headphones. Yeah. I don't have much else to say. I always kind of feel like I have something. I have something super profound to say, but I don't have anything, and that's okay. The thing is, all the profound things I want to say, though, if I do, is in the lyrics there and stuff like that. Also, the fact that I constantly feel like I need to say something like that is probably another product of ego. You know, like, I mean, it all is. A lot of the issues that I have are, right? Like, maybe it's even the way I'm laying here right now and the way it's like messing with whatever. Like, maybe my voice isn't as nice as I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I can have a really nice sounding voice, but like, maybe I'm anxious and my voice is higher than what it normally is, or maybe, I'm stuffed up and I don't sound as good, right? Because like, where I come up with the ego is I've gotten so many compliments on my voice and the way I speak and stuff like that, that it's like, now it's like, I'm a fucking, it's starting to be something that's defining me, and I gotta stop that. Every time I get praise, I let that be my main reason for like living, when I gotta like not fucking do that. So, yeah, like, find a different reason for living, and the reason I want what I want to do now, which kind of goes not with the ego, but like it's still about me, I guess. And that's what I said before. Instead of doing that, clinging to the praise and stuff like that, and making that the main reason for living, because that's gonna just destroy me, because you don't ever fucking get compliments that often. At least I don't. But like, so you rely on that, you're fucked. But not rely on that so much, but more just kind of live and just be yourself unapologetically, as in like those moments where you don't feel 100%. Don't beat yourself up because you're worried about how other people are going to perceive it, and just keep being you, because things will work out if you just keep doing that, and stop dwelling on like when you had an awkward conversation that made you feel weird about the way you said something, and you beat yourself up on that, or you didn't look very nice that day, or you I don't fucking know, whatever, like, it's all this stupid shit we all fucking do, right? And we all act like everyone has their eyes on us all the time, when they fucking don't, right? Even when they do, they don't, right? They got their own shit going on. What you take from this video is gonna be a projection of yourself. It's always going to be like that. The way we just behave, just period, is really projection of ourselves, like all the time. Because we are, you're you, so you're always going to do that. The way you react to things, the way you see other people, everybody, I mean, no matter how you feel about them, is going to be in a way a projection of yourself. It just kind of is. I went way off on what I was saying. I'm just saying, like, people, not that they're self-involved, but people are generally very in their own world as much as I am in mine. All right? And the people that are going to criticize you a lot are fucking people you don't want to fuck with, right? Like, why are you concerned with people criticize you? Generally, the people that do that are people that you wouldn't want to be around. You wouldn't want their, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's trying to get people to like you that you don't like. Like what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, and yeah. And it's that ridiculous thing too about a lot of people want to be famous to be loved. It's like, famous people get fucking criticized more than anybody. You sure you want that? I mean, think about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you want to go into a field that makes you famous, like a musician or a actor or something. But I'm just saying, it's like, if you're going into it to get validation, it's actually gonna be quite hellish, right? You might get a lot of praise, but also that will fucking go to your head. Ego, like. I mean, we've seen that story time and time again with famous people, like, yeah. I just keep going way off from what I was originally trying to do. Just one of my rant videos. I will have more like scripted videos in the future, so I can just have a more focused thing. This was just me kind of like giving an update, I guess. A very weird update. I What's up? I know I've been recording for fucking 45 minutes, but what's going on? I want the yeah. Yeah. Anywho, should probably get to work on something, or not get to work on something. Actually, maybe don't do that to yourself. You know. I guess I'm in one of those moments now that I think about it, where it's like, not that I don't trust myself, but like most of the time lately, I've been better at listening to my mind and body and being like, oh, you need this, do this. Okay, you've been doing that for too long now. Time to move on to something else. Stuff like that. Knowing when I've indulged too much in a certain thing, like I've worked too much, or I've played too much, or I'm sitting around doing nothing too much. But also recognizing the moments when I need those. But also, once again, recognizing the moments where I do too much of that and need to move on to something else. I've been better about that, but this is one of those moments where I wasn't recognizing that as much as I should have. So I'm a little lost right now because I just kind of let myself go in like 50 different directions without focusing enough. So, like, that's really what this is about. After I'm done recording this, I'm gonna this gives me something to kind of like narrow down. Like it didn't feel like it at first because it was just me hitting record and being like, don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. Which I hate that feeling. A lot of these videos have started out that way. A lot of videos I've done in the past, well, I've been gone for like a month, but like, yeah, they were all just completely winging it. And eventually I started to reach a point, but when I started the video, it's like, hey, and I just kind of like, I need to start off strong from the beginning. That's kind of my issue. I'll still upload this, but I don't know how. I doubt it's going to be a very successful video, but that's not really the point here. Yeah. So anywho, that's about it, really. Just wanted to say what's up. Yeah.